Hello, welcome to Mrs. Pilcher's Bookshelf. I hope this finds you well. Do you remember our book from last time? The book was The Christmas Miracle of Jonathan Toomey. This book may not be as familiar to you as some other stories that are read at the holiday season, but it is just a wonderful story about a wood carver, a little boy, and a widow. Let me read you from the book jacket. Jonathan Toomey is the best wood carver in the valley. He keeps to himself, though, and never smiles or laughs. The children actually call him Mr. Gloomy. No one knows that a lace handkerchief, a tiny white blanket, and a portrait of the wife and child he's lost lie hidden in a drawer he never opens. One day in early winter, the widow McDowell comes to call. Would Mr. Toomey carve a new nativity for her in time for Christmas? And would he allow her young son Thomas to watch while he carves it? A quiet request leads to a joyful miracle, as the widow and her son gently warm the sad heart of Jonathan Toomey. And Thomas does help carve that nativity set. He's always very quiet while he watches Mr. Toomey carve, but he will make suggestions very gently to Mr. Toomey. And at the end, let me show you what he does carve. Because Thomas remembers these pieces and how they're supposed to look. And so he tells Mr. Toomey, again, very gently, how each of them should look. The next day there was a knock on the widow McDowell's door. When she opened it, there stood the wood carver, his neck wrapped in a red scarf, holding a wooden box stuffed with straw. "Mr. Toomey," said the widow, "what a surprise! Merry Christmas!" "The figures are ready," he said as he stepped inside. From the box, Jonathan unpacked 2 curly sheep. Happy sheep, because they were with Jesus. He unpacked a proud cow and an angel, a very important angel with mighty wings stretching from its shoulders right down to the hem of its gown. He unpacked 3 wise men wearing their most wonderful robes, edged with fur and falling in rich folds. He unpacked a serious and caring Joseph. He unpacked Mary wearing a rough woolen shawl, looking down, loving her precious baby son. Jesus was smiling and reaching up to touch his mother's face. That day, Jonathan went to the Christmas service with the widow McDowell and Thomas, and that day in the churchyard, the village children saw Jonathan throw back his head, showing his eyes as clear as an August sky, and laugh. No one ever called him Mr. Gloomy again. Again, just a wonderful, wonderful story to add to your holiday collection. Of course, you can check it out at your local library or purchase it through Amazon or an independent bookstore. I would highly encourage you to read this book at the holiday season. Now, this time, our book is about snowflakes and about a man who discovers how to photograph snowflakes. This is actually a biography, but it's written more in a story format. Let me read you a couple pages from this book. In the days when farmers worked with ox and sled and cut the dark with lantern light, there lived a boy who loved snow more than anything else in the world. His happiest days were snowstorm days. He watched snowflakes fall on his mittens, on the dry grass of Vermont farm fields, on the dark metal handle of the barn door. He said snow was as beautiful as butterflies or apple blossoms. Again, this boy grows up to be a man and learns how to photograph snowflakes. He's the first person to do that. And even to this day, people still use his photographs in their research. And so I hope you can guess what this book is. It is a Caldecott book. And again, a wonderful, wonderful story about snowflakes. I hope you have a wonderful week. Be sure to check me out on my blog, mrspilchersbookshelf.com, and I will talk with you later.